After 10 years, we ought to be pretty good at this. Welcome everybody to the 10th anniversary. Time to leave.
We haven't been doing...
And here's a hologram.
Hi, I'm Holly.
And I'm Phil Graham. No, I think he's dead.
Oh, again?
You're listening to episode 30, the season finale of Time to Lean, and here's a scary song, Halloween.
Halloween, from Rapid City to Aberdeen, from Minnesota to the Philippines, we're turning green, need Dramamine. Time to lean, time to lean, time to lean, time to lean. Halloween, it's much scarier than a noisy ice machine. It's even scarier than polytetrafluoroethylene. Even scarier than a monitor that isn't widescreen. Time to lean, time to lean, time to lean, time. It's after 5 and darkness falls. The animals howl and nature calls. The spirits rise in search of booze. Spirits, stricken spirits, have nothing to lose. After the devil's cut and the angels share, now there's nothing left to spare. A moan from the kitchen at such a sight. John and Phil are out of whiskey tonight.
Anyway, dead again. The Phil Graham story. I can't remember who he was offhand.
He was a senator from this. Was he? No, he might just have been a House leadership guy.
Who was the guy with the bow tie? No, that was a Democrat. That was,
Phil Graham, spelled G-R-A-M, was a character
in an HHK production.
Back in the no, I wish he was. He was back in the olden days.
Oh,
he was one of those House Republican guys, Texas, I think. I don't know. We all love to pick on him. I think Lee did a funny imitation of him, and
yeah, it's sounding kind of familiar.
I don't know.
It's also quaint now.
Yeah. Phil Graham is looking better.
If I could go back in time and tell myself, hey, you know all the crap you're giving Reagan? It gets worse.
Yeah,
oh no, we're talking about politics.
I'll cut this part out.
That's what we'll call the next season. This is not the 10th anniversary, but it's the season finale of season 3.
So I'm going to question the whole season thing because
Oh, no.
It's kind of this arbitrary thing that's been attached to the end of the 10th series of episodes.
Yes. But do you know why?
Well, it's not like we start a new plot or something like that.
No,
next time.
no, but it's a nice grouping in my mind, at least, for the amount of songs for that.
No, that's right. Okay.
So it's kind of
it's
like
all about the music.
No, it's not. That's an afterthought, really. But I think that's why it started, because that seemed like and in my mind, initially when we started doing the podcast, I thought we needed to have seasons and whatever else. But I don't know anything about it. What's the standard
TV show, Phil?
What's the standard way that a podcast does this?
Oh no, it's a series, like the English do.
Wow, then we'd only have 5 per season or series.
Yeah, and each episode would be 5 minutes long.
Oh, I don't know.
See, that's how we're gonna get our quality up.
Maybe season 4 we'll do a series and we'll just do 6, and we'll do each song twice on the album with a remix.
Sure.
That's the new thing, because I guess you can just keep remixing songs, and each one counts on the Billboard 100 or something. So you can have like
I'm Casey Kasem.
I like little Nas X or whatever. He figured that out pretty well, and he's like broken all kinds of records because he'll release like several versions of old Town Road. So he's been in like
right.
he's been in
that
the
guy.
He's been in that song is pretty catchy. And then I didn't realize one of the catchiest things is actually from a 9 Inch Nails song. It was sampled, and I didn't know that.
That's clever.
I just learned that yesterday.
You don't normally associate the term catchy with 9 Inch Nails.
No, and it wasn't originally. The kind of darkish kind of banjo almost thing, I can't quite describe it, but it was from I believe it's from a 9 Inch Nails album called Clouds or something, or a song called Clouds. And I think they were doing, I'm going to have to look at this album because it sounds kind of ambient at least. So the story goes that Trent Reznor's manager called him and said, "Oh no, they got this song is going up on Spotify like crazy. It's lit up," or whatever the kids would say. But they forgot to they didn't clear all of the whatever issues. They're lucky it wasn't a podcast. But Trent's like, don't stop it. Just, that's fine. I understand how this happens, and
we'll cash in later.
I'm guessing, but
as they should.
And nothing against Little Nas at all, if that's even how it's pronounced. It might be Knowles, if Winston Churchill was pronouncing it. But that song is really catchy, and I'm not a huge. I forgot the name of the the country vocalist who was
Big Nas. Big Schnoz. I don't know.
No, totally different. Cyrus, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, okay.
Is the singer, and in the video I saw the extended film version. They did like a 5-minute movie for the thing. And this wasn't on the topic list. And John's like, whatever. But
Excuse me.
That'll save time in editing. I don't have to do that sound effect. But there you go. That's my Little Nas story.
That was a good diversion. See, you're keeping up with the current things.
Somewhat, and then only accidentally.
Yeah, it's true.
Little Nas dresses well too. He's a good dresser. Sharp.
A snappy dresser.
Very. Anywho.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, how the hell are you?
I'm the hell okay, I guess.
Yeah,
it's a Monday.
Going okay. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
It's cold all of a sudden here. Yeah.
I felt a chill in my bones.
Mm-hmm. I was out cleaning my gutters.
Scary gutters.
Wow, today? After work?
Yeah, I did put some of that time in when I got back.
I put the catio away. That's about all I could muster.
Time to lean on my roof.
Just don't fall off a ladder.
Yeah, and I know. It's. I'm gonna try and get it done before all the snow sets up there.
Well, there's one part of
tomorrow. I don't know.
There's one part of my roof that I can't actually reach, but it seems to be okay.
Yeah,
I'm not getting up there.
No, as well you shouldn't. So that's it's that usual get things buttoned down for winter.
Button down the hatches.
We put all of our stuff away from the yard, and it's really boring.
I haven't put the garden.
Especially when you hear somebody talk about it on a podcast.
I haven't put the garden to sleep yet. I don't know.
Is it sick?
Oh, no, it just needs to drink a lot of liquids. Or as Monty Don would say, give it a good drink.
Oh, yes.
He says that a lot. Well, I don't know.
That's cool.
Okay, well, that's about it. Our only topic tonight was Little Nas X.
Mm-hmm.
No, we were gonna. Well, what are you drinking?
No. Okay, yeah. Let's get going. That always perks us up, right?
Upright.
I'm trying to stay upright. Base? No.
No, I'm also leaning.
The Leaning Tower of Bass. It's a speaker.
Tower of Power.
Yeah, right.
Who was the bass player on Tower of Power? Were there more than one?
I bet they had a few.
Oh, yeah, they probably did.
There's probably some
I meant bass players.
guy that's been in there forever, and everybody else is new. No, they were at the fair 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, that's right. That would have been a kick.
They were great. Yeah.
Oh, fine.
They are funky. So I'm just drinking a Manhattan with this JD. It's not Carver. That's a local distillery here.
Yeah.
It's that cheap.
JD cheap?
Oh, I sent you the. It was a $9.99 liquor store special.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the name too.
And I was kind of intrigued by it because it's a bottled and bond, which of course means 4 years old and 100 proof.
And $10.
And $10. And it's definitely strong.
That can't be good.
But it's kind of, I don't know. It's okay in a Manhattan, but it has this hard edge to it.
Yeah, well, now that we're in,
and not a lot. I mean, again, it's a cheap whiskey. I mean, but it's weird in a cocktail. It kind of stands out, but not in a good way.
No,
like it doesn't really meld with the other ingredients in the drink.
Well, there you go.
So, and that's not always true. I mean, it doesn't have to be an expensive whiskey to make a good cocktail. This one. It doesn't quite do it for me. So, yeah. But $10 is worth the risk.
Maybe you could find some other ways to mellow it out with.
Well, I'm sure it would be good in a Coke or something.
Yeah. Oh, well, $10.
Or I'm just too snobby.
Could be. Let's send a bottle to Ralphie. See what he says.
Oh, you never know. Ralphie might.
For £9 pounds. I don't know what the translation is, and he doesn't sound like that. I don't have a Ralphie impersonation.
The funny thing, of course, is American whiskey in the UK, where he's based, tends to cost quite a bit more.
Oh, yeah. Boy, this would be 11 over there.
11. Yeah, where it's got tariffs on it. Oops.
Scary tariffs.
Well, not that again. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, it's fine. It's a Manhattan. It's what are you drinking?
I'm having a diet kombucha.
Ooh, scary kombucha.
I had a Buffalo Trace, and then before that, I had something. I had a beer. Liney's. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it looks like Gulch. I don't know. I'm not a beer snob by any means because I don't know how to pronounce all the different terms. Canoe Gulch. It's like a lager, kind of, but it's built. I don't know. I don't know what it means. I should have done more research. This sucks.
Once again, it's the worst episode ever.
How many?
Yeah.
How many repetitive lines do we have? There's it's so good. There's I'll edit this out.
Edit this out. Yes. This is the worst one ever.
Okay.
And here's a song.
Well, that's part of the deal. I guess so. We'd have to say it every time.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if we don't have a song.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'll get us into
You're not drinking a 45th Parallel?
I'm not. Segue much. And okay, let's back up.
Okay, fine.
So
I might hurt my knee.
This past weekend, Phil and I, with some other folks,
including Matt P.
Yes, including Matthew P.
and his New England. Whoops. New Zealander wife and your wife, who is the voice of So Good.
So good.
It's scary good.
Famous.
I don't think that she likes that, but
we ventured out to the town of New Richmond, Wisconsin, which is just over the Wisconsin border from the Twin Cities here.
we made a border run.
Taco Bell? No. Taco Bell whiskey.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell whiskey.
Oh, God. Made with...
4 proof.
Yeah, but it's like... It's fermented... What's the name of that horrible Mountain Dew stuff they have?
Oh, they have different lightning or something.
Extreme green or something
Extreme
like that.
lightning green.
It's that pale green, turquoisey Mountain Dew that they have.
Iguana.
So they distill that in a vat of old beans. And that's
and that's it. They just drain.
Yeah.
They drain the water. They drain the
that.
water. They don't even put it in the barrel.
You don't care what's in it.
It's good. It's good for you.
No. We went to a local area distillery called 45th Parallel. They have been around quite a while now. I think in the mid 2000s. Does that sound right?
They were ahead of the curve, so to speak, from the local distilleries.
Well, they had the advantage, of course, being in Wisconsin, which had more open liquor licensing. I don't think any Minnesota distilleries had started up.
They
for
couldn't.
A number of years. Yeah, by law, and now there's one in every corner.
Yeah, Wisconsin's always ahead of the curve.
But they started out pretty early, and I went to their distillery and did the tour back in, I want to say, 2013, 2014.
I think
something like that. It's been a while, and
I think Mary Jane said about 4 years ago. So,
and they're doing very well. They are what most people would consider a craft distillery.
Crap.
So that they don't put out the mass volumes like Jim Beam and all those other guys.
Scary mass volumes.
They're expanding.
Although they're bigger than some of them.
And they're getting a little bigger.
Yeah, they definitely have been successful. They make, like almost everybody, they make vodka and rye and various types of infused or flavored vodkas like aquavits and things like that.
Their vodka was their
limoncello.
I don't know. They had pretty good success with their vodka, but all distilleries have to start with something like that because it's faster.
Exactly, and we did the tour. They have a nice little tour, and you get to taste a lot of their main spirits, and they show you how they do stuff, and it's all or for the most part, it's local area corn and rye.
It sounds like it's just about 3 miles from them. There's a farm.
Yeah, they work a lot with the local farmers, and they have a nice little system set up there. So their main things are they do a bourbon, and of course you can't do bourbon right away if you're starting out because you have to age it for at least 2 years. But most of them do 3 or 4. Otherwise, the stuff sucks.
They picked 4.
Yeah, four is pretty normal. You can go higher than that, of course, but the less established ones can't really afford to wait that long.
No.
But they do a rye whiskey. What else do they do? They have they have a wheat whiskey, which I think I talked about a number of months ago.
Right.
That's the most recent one I've bought around here. Wheat whiskey is kind of this up and coming thing, and they're currently aging some single malt whiskey, so it's basically American Scotch.
About 4 more years, we'll have to go back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that because
We'll just go every 4 years.
there you go.
Maybe they'll sponsor us.
And yeah, they did some really interesting things like the a dill aquavit
I had never had a dill aqua. I get it because
and a horseradish.
the Norwegian. Well, the horseradish was a vodka, which I ended up buying some. It's some old Russian recipe.
Vodka.
Well, yeah, because I didn't know this, but they use their equipment to make spirits for other companies, with their recipes and different things like that. And I think this Russian, what was it called, Reverent or something like that, the Russian horseradish vodka, was a different company, and they ended up buying it out. But I tasted it, and I've never had the dill aqua. Was like that too, where we were trying to find the right adjective to describe it, but like clean or crisp or
It was fresh.
Fresh. It was very fresh.
It had this a good aroma of dillweed. If you've ever smelled it,
John is a dillweed.
Yeah,
still on the
it was
vine.
kind of like tasting that smell. It was really, and the horseradish was pretty. I ended up buying a bottle of that. I had yesterday. I don't know what to make in it. I suppose a Bloody Mary.
That's the most obvious thing. You take the dill and the horseradish, and you make a Bloody Mary out of it.
I think that's what they do there.
Yeah, they have a nice little cocktail room there too.
Yeah, well, and I guess they're going to build a event center or something too, so they can marry 300 people. The tour guide said
To each other.
Well, then they got off on some tangent north of Highway 8. They might do that, but I don't know what that's. Some Wisconsin insider thing. But
yeah.
That tour guide, did you catch his name? I don't remember his name.
I should have. I don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was there the last time I went too, and I remember him being great.
I don't. I normally, you go on a tour and you have a tour guide. I'm like, oh no, I just don't want to do it. But this guy was really good. I mean, he had, he swore a little bit, but it was. Don't go there if you're afraid of language, salty language. He's salty man. But he went through and he, everything's named and I don't know. All the the equipment.
You get to see all the stills and the big tanks they ferment things in, and of course the fun part I think is to see where all the barrels are kept.
Oh my God! When they first opened, we went across that alley or whatever it was to the not alley, but to the other warehouse, and it was like the end of Indiana Jones, except it was just barrels of whiskey. It was beautiful,
and they're a small operation.
That was beautiful.
And they let you smell.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you might as well. They call it the bunghole.
I don't know where that came from, but it's called the bunghole, where the cork
on the side of the barrel.
Scary bunghole.
And they had some empty ones, and you could smell. It was just an amazing that oaky whiskey.
Unlike a real bunghole.
That was fun. That was a highlight. But then you took the next step and stuck your finger in the bunghole and looked at that. I don't know if you smelled your finger.
No, because of course they're charred, so you can kind of feel the inside where the charred wood is.
I thought I had an idea for if there was a whiskey religion, you'd stick your finger in the bunghole and get some of that. I eat this weird even saying that, and get some of that black stuff, the char, on your finger, and then you put it on your forehead, and you could have like Char Wednesday or something. It'd be
like Ash one. Char Wednesday.
We should start a religion with 45th. Well, they're going to do weddings there. They might as well have their own religion. I
think they're missing out on something there.
Well, I'll talk to their marketing department. I think they only have 8 people that work there, don't they?
Yeah, that sounded right.
Well, yes, that was a lot of fun. I've never been to a distillery tour like that before. I noticed that they had, there was a brewery next door, down the street, so to speak, in the middle of nowhere there. No offense to New Richmond, but this is like outskirts of New Richmond. I don't know what the population of New Richmond is, and I'm guessing they're south of Highway 8 or whatever, so they were okay. Mm-hmm. But did you catch the name of the brewery? I forgot.
No, I didn't. I barely saw it.
Shoot, I forgot to.
The brewery's name is Barley John's Brewing Company. Also nearby is Oliphant Brewing. Ding. 10%. The population of New Richmond in the 2010 census was 8,375 people.
There's also a brewery on every corner now, too.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, highly recommended. Their whiskey is very high quality.
They really, they pay. You can tell that they really pay attention to detail and the ingredients and recipes. And I don't know. I don't know. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. So there.
Right. And they make their main vodka is, which I remember from the last time I tried it. It has a lot of character, which most vodkas don't. They're distilled so much that they have almost no taste.
Yeah, I guess some judge described it as adult cream soda flavor or something, and it did have a hint of cream soda, but I have never tasted a vodka that had a flavor, so to speak.
yeah, and that may or may not be something you want in a nice vodka.
But a lot of vodkas,
it's very flavorful though, and that's something that one reason why I tend to avoid vodka in martinis, for example, is because I prefer the stronger flavor of gin.
Sure, unless you're making a Vesper, then you can have some of each.
And you get you get to compromise.
Well, it boosts the alcohol content a little bit, maybe perhaps.
It sure does.
as evident in our 2 Vespers episode.
That's right. So that was our fun little tour.
Yeah,
we had a good time, and shout out to them, and glad they're doing well.
Yeah, I guess you have 3 t-shirts now.
I know. I had an old t-shirt from there, and now I bought 2 more. So. I also picked up a bottle of their orange cello.
Yeah.
Which sampled it's really nice. I think it would be a great. They used it in an old fashioned,
right,
instead of the sugar syrup, and I thought it tasted great that way.
Yeah, because you had the old fashioned there. I tried their Manhattan, which was kind of funny because it has their aquavit in it, or one of their aquavits, which is what I do in the oldie fashion. But I put a couple other things in too, and I didn't talk to the bartender, but I was like, you might need a little of this in there, but I like some brown sugar simple syrup, a little bit in there, give it a little more body. But I didn't tell them. If they listen to this,
I saw on the website this morning that they're looking for a Sunday bartender.
I saw that, and I'm tempted.
See, what do you don't do anything on Sunday? You might as well just go hang out and mix drinks.
Well, I could be a consultant.
There's your retirement job. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, no, I might do that someday. That's quite a drive, though.
Yeah, it actually is.
I mean, it wasn't like crazy, but yeah. And then
it's an hour or so out of the cities.
Then we got a bite to eat, and John was in a hurry to get to his gig at the Caves, and I helped load in, and the other musicians were jealous because you had a roadie, and I went out for a cigarette break, and I said I wasn't union, and I got fired.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
Oh, the Caves, though. I'd never been in there.
That's right. I somehow thought you'd been in there before.
I was expecting something different.
2 blocks from your house.
No, I need to do the tour, but I was expecting something different. I didn't realize that the walls would be painted and stuff, and it had like really old carpeting. It was kind of weird.
Well, that's because Grumpy Steve, the guy who owns it.
Scary Grumpy Steve.
We won't be sponsored by the Caves. He's notoriously cheap.
Add that to the list of people who are not going to sponsor us.
There's another running joke.
Yeah, there you go. How about how Taco John's isn't gonna sponsor us?
Oh, they should. All right.
Yeah, I know. We gave them a lot of publicity.
Yeah.
No, but I think they're pretty cheap.
It sounds. I've heard this from other sources too. Notoriously
I've also
cheap.
heard that he or his family or whoever owned the place have been trying to sell it for a decade or something.
Oh, there. Let's buy it. The Time to Lean
So.
Caves. We'll record our podcast. No.
Yeah. So anyway, that was fun time and
Yeah. Well, yeah,
back,
that was
back at work.
That was the high. I don't get out much. So that was one of the highlights of my life. So, not my life. It was a highlight.
Highlights of your life.
Is that a song? Is that in one of your fake books?
You never know. There's hundreds and hundreds of them, and once in a while you play with this piano player who knows them all.
Doesn't even need a fake book.
Yeah, some of these guys are walking
Fake pianist.
encyclopedias. They know all the songs. They can just start playing them.
Oh, that's weird.
I have a lot of envy for people who can do that.
Well, as a bass player, you can.
I
if you know the chord,
usually.
you can figure it out.
Yeah, but if the piano player doesn't know it, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our excitement there. This week is coming up is Halloween.
Yeah. Well, there. Halloween.
So what does your family do for Halloween?
Well, nowadays the kids are a little older, so I don't know if anyone's doing the trick-or-treating thing. I don't think so. We'll hand out candy for sure. It's kind of a big deal on our street here in West St. Paul. It's
they trick or treat on their iPads.
there's an app, and then you have somebody comes and picks up the candy and delivers it to them. It's
I'd sign up for that.
Trick or Treat Uber edition or something. No, but no, and in a way, the kids are delivered because people will drop their kids off in cars and then wait up a block for them, and we get a lot of people. And
I've noticed that's a thing, and of course, in the olden days.
Oh man, I
didn't know anybody that did that.
I didn't get a ride anywhere. Did you?
No, definitely not. We just left and.
Well, actually, I think in maybe a couple years we went to my cousin's house and trick or treated in their neighborhood instead. But we didn't my parents walked with us, like I did too. We didn't go.
Your parents walked with you?
Sure. Well, my mom. I don't think my dad ever went.
I'm sure my mom probably did when we were really little.
No, when we were younger.
After a little while.
We
just went off on our own, and we'd head up, of course, to the West Boulevard area because that's where the nicer houses were.
Your sister Megan bemoans that in a way.
Oh, I know. No,
how much candy they have to give away there?
They have to give out 1,000 pieces of candy or something like that. I'm not sure I'm exaggerating.
Well, we don't get up to that point. It's not West Boulevard. We're West St. Paul, but we have a good run on our street. But it's not It's not the same thing from what she said.
No, and that even again when my siblings and I would go out trick or treating, that was the area you would always go to first.
Yeah. Well, it's rich people's houses.
You get the best candy.
You might get a whole candy bar, not a fun size one.
I don't think that ever happened to me. I heard about that, but that was more of an urban legend at the time.
So around here, taking the kids around, there's some really fun. I think the one I'm going to reference isn't. I think the old guy is not at that house anymore, but. He had like a kitchen window and he'd sit there and he'd open it up and it was like a drive-through or something. You'd walk up and he'd give you a can of soda to every kid that came by. And now this is here in West St. Paul when I'd go with my kids. But back in the old days, no, at some point we just went on our own. I suppose I was like, go with my little brothers. And then at another point, I just would venture on with the older kids or myself. I think the last year, so one year, what was like your favorite, what were some of the costumes that you had? You talk a while. I'm going to look up what people said on Facebook. Hold on, I forgot.
I think
Scary Facebook.
going back, I'm pretty sure that the best ones were all Star Wars related.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You'd have that, or maybe you'd have a Batman mask or something like that, or
They had different kinds of masks back then too. The weird little plastic ones with
those
the
little,
eyes.
yeah, those
holes.
horrible plastic ones that had the rubber band that went around the back of your head.
Right, it would pull your hair.
After a while, you just couldn't breathe and you'd sweat under them.
It would be wet.
Yeah, they were really gross. Which at the end of the night, you threw it out, of course. But yeah, it was bad. And then I think sometimes we took our costumes to school and things like that.
Yeah, that was before some people in the community were worried about Satanism or something.
Oh no, of course.
Okay, before I get... Sorry. So here's some comments. So I posted a subject line about this 100 years ago. No, about Halloween. What did I even ask? I'm not going to click out of it because I'll lose my place. Oh, what was your favorite Halloween costume and or favorite trick-or-treating memory? So this is from the Time to Lean, and here's the song website. But I shared it to my page and people commented there instead. I don't know. Anyway, so Heather K said that Gigi V and I were identical cheese hostesses when our Marion Rhodoplans fell through. We served Triscuits with Cheese Whiz on Lawrence Welk trays and drank Tab in sleek black dresses. That was
wow.
That's very involved.
That's very vivid, very specific.
They were giving treats. I'm guessing this was when they were older, but they were giving treats.
Lawrence Welk trays.
That's very specific.
Should I Google that? I don't know.
Christine L apostrophe A. It's French or something. Okay. Her children one of her kids went as an Enderman with a battery pack string of purple lights. That's a Minecraft reference, folks. I know that. And her other kid went, when I was 4 months old, she dressed her up as Furiosa from Mad Max. I guess because usually,
that's a great one.
Usually kids are bald or something.
There is such a thing as a Lawrence Welk tray.
You checked? What is it?
I'm looking at them.
What does it mean? It like emits bubbles? What?
Oh, I don't think they were quite that cool. No, they look kind of like metal TV trays or something.
Well, I guess
serving trays.
I guessed it was a TV tray or serving tray.
Your fancy treats on.
Does it have the lovely Lemon Sisters on it?
There's one with the Lemon Sisters on it. There's Lawrence Welk with the four of them in a little TV cutout shaped
John
thing.
You know what we need? A Time to Lean serving trays. We got to figure that one out.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Kim M has dressed as a variety of vampires over the years. Her favorite was modeled after Catherine Deneuve in the movie The Hunger.
Not Count Chocula.
There's only 100 left, folks. Okay, Peggy G said, I dressed up as a 1950s secretary went to work. My boss didn't recognize me, and so I told him I was a temp. He bought it, and it was only when I took my wig and glasses off at the end of the day that he recognized me. And he had cornered me in the hallway and asked for my phone number previously in the day.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then Kelly MV, they always made their own costumes. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Let's see. Her favorites were, she went as Scabby.
Scabby Doo. Oh, God, that's terrible.
Oh,
no, you ruined everything.
But it's so funny if you understand it. No, Scabby was like Stubby's cousin or something from our tapes that we never recorded. Oh, whatever. One year they went as Shaggy from Scooby Doo. And, Professor Plum, Ron Weasley, they did. I don't know their gender. Jennifer L. My neighbor would sit on his dark porch in a bum costume and hand out cans of Shasta soda.
Shasta, yes.
And then it says some posts may not appear here because of the privacy settings. Okay. I'm closing out of the comments.
That is a very great response you had.
We did, and I'm glad I remembered. But
no, everybody has something to say about Halloween.
Well, so I think the one year I wanted to go as something from Star Wars, but it was I think it was during the time period my dad was laid off because of Governor Bill Janklow cut the social services budget, and we used to call him Jerklow, or people did.
Oh yeah.
Not me. I never did.
I remember the first thing I knew about Bill Janklow was I was riding my bike one day on a street, and I saw on the back of a stop sign somebody put a sticker on it that said Janklow is a jerk with one huge letter J with the
on both.
Part.
So it could have said J Anklo is an irk.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, so that was the first thing, and I probably went home and, Dad, who's Janklow and why is he a jerk?
And then he went into the future and came back and said Janklow is looking better.
Probably.
No,
yeah.
so
anyway,
I made my own. I tried to make my own Darth Vader costume. So we had a cape. My aunt Dina had given us some theatrically sort of strange things because I don't know. It was fun to dress up, costumes and stuff. And that cape probably was the most used item that any of us, my brothers and I, used. But it was a black cape with an orange lining, and it was very chic, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it's perfect for Halloween. Orange and black. I never thought of that till today.
Serve hors d'oeuvres on trays while wearing it. That's like the best Halloween thing.
We'll leave it to Heather Kay.
Definitely. Is from the show Freaks and Geeks. You remember that show?
Yes, but I only saw a couple of them.
Well, so
and Loud Wainwright was in that. So
he is, and one of the characters is played by that SCTV guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Flaherty or
Joe Flaherty. Yeah.
I forgot he was in that too. I'm glad he got a series.
He plays one of the kids' parents.
Oh, I need to see that show. Is it
so
running
funny.
on anything?
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
He used to play this recurring character on SCTV called Count Floyd.
No relation.
Oh no, yeah, I know. Yeah,
and there's a Halloween episode in Freaks and Geeks, and he answers the door in a Count Floyd costume.
Oh my god!
The first time I saw that, I just lost it. It was so funny.
I would have totally too. Yeah, SCTV was my favorite.
And of course, it looked like a vampire costume. But
if
if you
know
this at all, you totally got it.
It's like, oh my god, it's Count Floyd. Hilarious.
I mean, it's a great show anyway. But that reference just put it over the top for me.
So sidetrack from Halloween, we'll come back. But did the SCTV documentary get put out yet? It was Martin Scorsese, who used to be called Scorsese or Scorsese. Now it's Scorsese.
Disney's had it suppressed or something.
I think I think that one's coming out, but it might be like an interview with the cast, and even Rick Moranis might be joining it, or it's already been done.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, no, I am going to for sure. Anyway, that's my sidetrack to vampire costumes. And then I had a sidetrack, but my costume was that cape, of course. So at least I had that going, and I was all black. And
but you did not play rugby.
No, the All Blacks. Is that what that name is? Is that rugby or is that
famous Kiwi rugby team?
Kiwis. Oh, they're all a bunch of fruits.
And I understand they lost a big match to England this past weekend. It was very heartbreaking.
I think Matt P. and his wife woke up at 2:45 in the morning to watch them get
2:45
trounced.
to watch that match.
Oh,
That's when you're in
sorry, Matt.
football and rugby.
So what did I think I put a motorcycle helmet on or something. So I'd go around and, trick or treating, and of course this was when I was on the younger side, and
this last year.
No. That I could do Darth Vader now. I could do the voice even, but sort of.
Dad, why does Darth Vader have a beard?
I am your father,
No, I can't quite do the voice tonight.
I'm Santa Vader.
Santa Vader.
But
Played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm back. I'm back and it's not a tumor still. He's still not a tumor.
they should just remake every movie that he was ever in. No. Oh, yeah. So
sorry, I'm interrupting your cape.
But it's fine because this is the only problem is stretching this little story out to way longer than it needs to be.
And it's called Cape, interrupted. Oh,
no.
the worst. Okay.
But so the old ladies, which old men sometimes too, they try to guess what I was. Oh no, they say, "Let me guess what you are." Spaceman. That was the closest I got. There were a lot of other different things. They're like, "Oh, I think you're some kind of vampire with a helmet." I don't know, but whatever. I said, "No, I'm Darth Vader," and they're like, "Well, I don't know who's Darth Vader." So they hadn't seen Star Wars, but whatever. I remember
Those are in the dark days.
The dark side.
I remember the last year I went trick-or-treating. I went by myself because I don't think I had any friends back at that year, but whatever. I went all over the place, and I filled up a huge pillowcase.
Oh, you were serious? Yeah. If you
No,
had the
this is
it held a lot of candy.
This is my last year, and that thing was getting really heavy at the end. I even went to McDonald's to get. They usually handed out like a little shake or something. I don't remember what they did. Well, I went all over the place. I must have walked. I wonder how many miles I walked that night. But that was the last. That was the last time I went. I was getting too old for it. I don't even know what my costume was that year. The fawns.
And the other ritual that if you had siblings, especially, is you'd come home at the end of the night and do some swapping.
We would
trade out the ones that you didn't like. And
sit in the living room
system,
and everybody dumps their bag out in front of them. Yeah, and you'd work it out. And then of course the parents was sometimes like, "Oh, you don't want that thing, do you?" And no, you can have that Heath toffee bar or something.
Yeah, or if you didn't like Almond Joys, for example.
Sure.
I think a lot of kids didn't like those, but.
Well, and you'd get other things too, like you'd go buy some smart ass and they'd give you a toothbrush and.
Yeah, that's
what
that's
a fucker.
The razor blades and
yeah.
pot brownies or whatever else they're worried about.
They were always rumors.
Yeah, which apparently really never happened.
Urban legends. But I remember...
You'd hear about that. It's like,
oh, no. We got an apple, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to try it.
I mean, well, of course, what kid's going to eat an apple that he got in his trick-or-treat bag?
It's not even a caramel apple. I mean, no. What the hell? But it's not a toothbrush. It at least has some sugar. A fucking toothbrush. Who...
Yeah, I mean...
What a smart ass.
What a dick.
Dick move.
It's a dick move.
And maybe they're a dentist or something that really takes their job too seriously. Hey, you got to keep your teeth clean. But the thing is, if you ate a lot of candy, you'd go to the dentist more often. I don't think exactly. They understand their business model.
No, goody two shoes.
Toothbrush. God. What was your favorite thing to get in the old days?
Candy?
Yeah.
Oh, it was usually one of the premium chocolate ones, like like a Reese's or Kit Kats, things like that.
Kit Kats.
M&Ms were always highly valued.
See, that's what I give out.
But then there's kind of that second tier stuff like Baby Ruths or Butterfingers. I at least that's the way I looked at them. They were not top tier.
See, I would have traded you for the Baby Ruth because I really like those.
Yeah,
and
that was just I didn't care for them. Or you get those ones that were I don't know that they were just this hard, sticky, chewy.
They weren't fresh Baby Ruths.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. Or what else did we get? Sometimes some kind of hard candy, maybe things like that.
Oh,
usually you just wanted the chocolate bars.
Sometimes like little old people would give you the strangest things. I'm trying to think of like really weird candies, like wintergreen, crystal blue meth candies or something.
With Retsin.
Like hand wrapped. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is this, you know?
Yeah, you avoid that shit.
Dear God. No, I like the Baby Ruths. But even when the kids, you know, they didn't like them either. So now my kids would go trick-or-treating and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll take the Baby Ruths.
Yeah, and even though this is not a Halloween thing you'd ever get, but one thing my mom loves is this thing called a big hunk. You know that one?
No.
Don't.
It's a candy bar?
Yeah, it's a candy bar. It's just
a big hunk?
Larger.
Is it from New Zealand?
I wish. They don't eat that shit. It's this long kind of long rectangle.
Most candy bars are.
It almost looks like a big piece of beef jerky or something.
Oh. Is it chocolate?
If you had to compare the shape to it. I mean.
Okay, and it's chocolate.
And no, it's not. That's the problem.
What is it?
It's this pale, almost grayish. It's not caramel, but I don't know what it's made of.
No. This sounds kind of familiar. It's not vanilla, but it's like...
Yeah, you can't really chew it.
And it's not a real natural flavor. It's because it's not...
No, I don't know what the hell's in it.
It's not vanilla. It's kind of
probably, dusty corn syrup or something. I don't know.
It's the extract left over after they make whiskey. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it's from the warehouse floor. They kind of boil it with some sugar.
It's from Deadwood. No, I think I know what you mean, and I can't describe. I remember eating them because I'd eat anything that has sugar in it. But
I think I did once, and I wouldn't even touch them.
I don't think I can describe that flavor though. It was.
Yeah.
It was. Maybe it was kind of a vanilla.
It has the consistency of a really stale caramel.
Yeah, but not that flavor.
No, it's not. But it's not a caramel.
It's
flavor,
the absence of caramel flavor, and it has some other kind of.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
What? Yeah, what was that flavor? Hey, give us your comments and let us know what the hunk was flavored.
Somebody probably loves them, and they're gonna say you're full of shit.
Well, if they can tell us what it was supposed to be flavored like, I'll try it again. Let's see, what were some other things? Remember whatchamacallits for a couple years? That was a big advertising thing. There was another one, that Marathon Bar, I think, that had like...
yeah, I remember the Marathon.
I think it was a caramely cookie thing shaped like a jeans.
Now, one of the things
not the jeans you wear, but
is an old South Dakota favorite. Is the Twin Bing.
Yeah, I don't remember getting those.
But that's not something you ever got in Halloween.
That's my favorite candy bar. I think.
They're unusual. I like them occasionally.
I don't know if we've talked about them before, but that is my
Twin
favorite
Bings.
candy bar.
Yeah.
But I never got that at Halloween.
No. I've never seen a Twin Bing in a small enough size.
Then it would have just been a Bing.
A Sing Bing.
Well, here sometimes you'll get a thing called the cherry mash, which isn't quite the same thing, but they are single at least. So I
want to say that's more of a
much more cherry
Kansas, Nebraska kind of a thing.
I don't know. I seem to remember a kid getting one and looking at me like, "What the hell is this?"
They're around. Yeah, you can get it.
I'm like, well, it's kind of like a Twin Bing.
Twin Bings are a little less common in the Twin Cities area. If you get, I think they're made in Sioux City, Iowa.
I've only ever seen them on road trips, and I always get one.
There's a grocery store a block from my house that has them.
Really?
They always have them. Check out. It's so strange.
I thought I saw one at a holiday store a couple months ago.
You can find them. You just have to look.
My brother Brett, he decided to buy a whole box of them and had it shipped to him once. So I got a couple from there. But I am not that...
That's not as weird as... there's another fall thing that one of the grocery store chains here in the cities has... They make caramel apples.
Yeah.
And they're not the ones that are put in plastic containers and they have nuts on them and all that stuff.
Sure.
These are ones made by the stores, so they're more fresh.
Yeah.
And they're just the best caramel apple I've ever had.
No.
Just amazing.
Another dentist's favorite.
They're horrible. The caramel is really, really rich.
Oh, I wonder if they make their own caramel.
They use a really high quality apple like a Granny Smith that's
Yeah.
got nice tart flavor to it.
To go with the sweet.
My mom loves them so much that I literally ship her a box of them every fall.
Oh, nice.
Like I sent her 8 or something like that this year, and she eats them all herself.
Oh, sure. She's not going to share those.
And my sisters out there try and get her to give one up, and she won't do it.
No.
They're just superior to every other caramel apple I've had.
Oh, I'm going to have to try one someday.
Yeah, well, they only have them in the fall, so your time's almost up.
We should ship a box to Paul S., and he can eat them in front of your sisters as well. We'll ship them to everybody.
He'll smoke them, yeah.
Yeah. He'll put it in a pork rub.
He'll smoke it. Sorry, that's what we came to mind when...
No. Well, it's autumn. I mean, what other things?
I know it's autumn. I'm already trying to figure out Thanksgiving and all that stuff. It's no good.
Let's see. Autumn. Well, with the kids here, my oldest always wanted to get April always wanted to get all the leaves from probably even other neighbors' yards as well.
Can I have mine too?
Sure. And we'd make these huge piles that the neighbor kids would jump in, and one time they rigged up a slide, and they could slide into this. I don't know. These piles of leaves were so crazy, but I don't know. That was fun.
Did you have a lot of leaves growing up? Your parents' house?
I don't leaves. I don't think we ever jumped in leaves or anything like that.
We never had enough to rake into a pile that you could jump into.
No,
I swear. We had trees. It's not like we didn't have trees, but
Rapid City has some really lame trees back then. Those Dutch elms or whatever.
I just don't remember ever having to deal with leaves either way.
No, they were out there, but it wasn't enough to jump in.
Yeah.
Even if I would have to go like 5 blocks to get the kind of leaves I can get out here. And who's going to do that?
Who is literally going to do that?
But, we had other fun. Fine.
In the crick.
Well, then all the Dutch elms died.
Yeah.
I don't know. My voice sounds kind of weird tonight. I got kind of a raspy voice. I've been trying to smoke more to see if I can get my voice lower. No.
Smoke and whiskey.
I don't smoke. I used to once a year when it got colder, I would have one cigar.
Interesting. So do you like the smell and the taste of a cigar?
Once a year.
But in general, you find that to be a pleasant thing.
Well, so I have a nostalgic connection because my grandpa, when we'd go fishing, he'd he'd smoke the Swisher. He'd drink a cigar. He'd smoke those Swisher Sweets. And so I kind of got you kind of associate it with, I'm going fishing with Grandpa. But when I got older, a guy, Jade, and I would try all kinds of weird cigars. I think the favorite one I ever had was like a punch. I think it was called, I don't know what company makes it. It was kind of a shorter one. I think your brother Rob has talked about trying the Cuban cigars. I'd like to try one of those someday.
Rob does enjoy a cigar. I actually, I just don't like the smell of cigars in general.
I tend to feel kind of queasy later. So it wasn't something I ever did very often. But it was kind of like the weather's getting colder. I want a nice cigar. But, April's like, when she was younger, she said, no, you're not supposed to smoke. I said, yeah, you're right. So I stopped. But it was only once a year. It wasn't like
once a year doesn't matter.
It wasn't a huge thing to give up.
You can't do everything your kids would tell you to do. Yeah, and I have a little nostalgia for pipe tobacco smell.
Yeah.
Because of Don Barnes, who always used to smoke a pipe when I was younger.
Sure.
It just was, and it was kind of a pleasant, at least from a distance, aroma. And I don't feel that way about cigarettes or cigars, but
pipe is different. It's sweeter. I still have a couple of pipes, but one was a corncob pipe and one was this other older style kind. It was more of a prop, I guess, but kind of the Bob Dobbs sort of 50s Church of the Subgenius pipe. But that's a whole different story. But
they used to have just all these old cans of Sir Walter Raleigh.
Yeah.
That they'd reuse, of course, because they didn't throw anything away.
Oh yeah, no, I have
potatoes in them.
I don't know how many old cans of different things I've kept. I think I have some really old cans of coffee tins or something that I think were left from Irvin Lorraine that I bought the house from. Even.
Well, you still buy ground coffee in cans, right?
At work sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
But not at home.
Oh, right, okay. Like my mom still buys, I don't know, Maxwell Folger.
Yeah, sure. But the thing is, I keep the tins and I pour the Caribou or whatever in there because having worked in a coffee shop, you don't want to get light or humidity or anything in there to screw up the grounds. So it's a nice dark sealed not airtight maybe, but it's a good storage thing.
Yeah, I think I use an old Trader Joe's can or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, I've done that.
I still grind my beans, but
no, that's the best way to do it. But I'm just not going to do that in the morning and wake everybody up. You got to do it the night before or something.
Right. No, it's a pain, and part of the reason I tolerate it is because I can buy the beans at Costco in large quantities, and if you freeze it or whatever, it keeps longer.
Right. No, I get it. It tastes better.
But no, it's slightly better for sure.
Sometimes I used to have coffee beans, and I'd grind them up just for Sunday morning, but I haven't done that for a while. But that's the best, really, freshly ground. Oof. But, on a regular weekday, just get up and you just need a cup of Joe, or sometimes you need a cup of coffee before you even can make a cup of coffee. But I don't know. You've been getting up pretty early lately, too.
Not by choice. No, I've had stuff at work that's needed my presence, so I've been there. But yeah, the good part, of course, is that the traffic is a lot easier.
I know.
You've known about that for many, many years, and
yeah, I don't. If I go even a half an hour later, it's like,
right. I've noticed there's a definite cutoff when it gets way worse on the freeways.
But I think on Monday morning, I think more people have better intentions or whatever, and I think as the week goes on, because it seems like you can kind of push it on Friday. And even if I go to work at 7 or something on a rare, if I go in a little later on a Friday, every now and then,
and I
the traffic's not as bad.
I don't have any evidence for this, but I swear that traffic is the worst on Tuesdays.
Scary traffic. Blah, blah, blah.
Tuesdays.
That at least in my area, it seemed like the traffic is worse on Tuesday mornings.
Okay,
than
so
it is
let's
any other day of the week.
Well, I bet you're right. Because see, I was thinking Monday because people have the best intentions, but a lot of people have a heck of a time on Mondays. They're like, ugh.
They just go in a little late, or there's more of a chance of it being a day off for some people.
And then Tuesday comes around and like, oh shit, I really slept in on Monday.
Who has Tuesday off? No, nobody. It's the worst day of the week.
Yeah, kids sometimes.
Yeah,
These
but generally, because of its proximity to Wednesday.
Hump day.
I don't use that term.
No, it's derogatory.
No, it's offensive.
It's anti-camel.
That broke.
One hump or two.
I'm
going to take 3 humps. Thank you very much.
It's true.
Not in the same day. I'm not that young anymore. So,
I don't know. You got anything else? we didn't have much of a topic list today, and we couldn't get our act together to get a guest on this week.
And we didn't even take a break.
No, my ice cube is looking very sad and melting.
I actually moved to a third drink. I had a backup. Beaver Island Brewing Oktoberfest Märzen Lager.
Of course, I'm downstairs tonight because my lovely wife has a broken foot, so she can't work downstairs.
My broken wife has a lovely foot. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, that's a thing.
All right. No, that's it. We can end there. God bless America. The end of season 3, as John is lovingly would say. No. What?
What?
And here's we'll 5 songs.
With some great celebrity guests.
Maybe.
We
should have that.
Got them all lined up.
No, there's a couple in the wings. We should get the tour guide from 45th Parallel. We'll have Matt P.
They're
on
in the
again.
wings. Why don't you let him come on?
No, well, they're not really in the wings. I don't know.
Okay.
I like wings. We'll talk about wings someday. Okay, fine.
The food or the band?
Oh, both. We'll have Rob on and we'll talk about the wings. Does he like
Star Wars?
Oh, God,
sorry.
He didn't.
Rob is a famous Disney hater, so
he was not a fan of Rogue One. Oh, his write-up of that was really funny, though.
I thought that was hilarious. Meanwhile, in the Scaramucci system,
maybe we could read that when he's on here. I don't know.
I think so.
We could have movie reviews with Rob.
I'm going to visit Rob this coming week.
That's true.
In 2 days. What am I talking about?
Oh, wow. Baltimore.
Infested Baltimore.
Oh, it's such a shithole country.
Yeah, it's we're all a shithole country.
We are us.
Oh.
Them is us.
But yeah. So maybe we'll have a check-in from there.
I hope you do, even if it's recorded on a phone.
Hey, it worked last time. I mean, people love that Taco John's thing.
We've had so many comments about that.
Many comments. And of course, if you have a comment about anything, let us know.
Please comment. But don't comment that you have a comment. Just leave the comment.
See, you just gave him a bad idea.
Well, we're at Measure. I had to record in GarageBand tonight, and now we're on Measure 1979. So that's a good place. 81. We're getting into the 80s, so that's probably time to stop.
Yeah, it's really it goes downhill.
Well, all right. A special Halloween edition of the season finale of season 3. And we'll put the next album out, and you can get it on Bandcamp, and God bless America.
God bless America.
And Taco John's. Good night, John.
I could use some Taco John's.
I could. Oh, my God, that sounds good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Taco burgers. All right. Whatever. Good night, John.
Good night.
The song is at the beginning of the episode. It's not at the end. The boys turned it around there a little bit, and it's very scary with no song at the end of the episode. I don't like it. Good night, and I want to suck your blood.